It is the 1st of March, and here we go with BBC News Twitter on BBC News UK on Twitter. Exiled separatist Carles Puigdemont withdrawn from bid to be reappointed president of Spain's Catalonia region. There's a red weather warning for snow in southwest England and South Wales. Lewison accused ministers of breaking promises to phone hacking victims. President Trump to sign off on steep tariffs on steel and aluminium imports next week, hitting producers like China. F1 minibus crash driver has vivid memory of bodies. Something telling me there's a case in psychiatric harm going along. Greg James has been forced to cancel the Gregathlon. Central Scotland has been under severe red weather warning for the past few days. It means there's a risk of life because of snow and freezing conditions. Grenfell Tower fire survivors to get final say at oversight. Ferrari death crash, driver guilty of boy's death. Barnier dismisses UK hopes of mutual recognition of trading rules unless policed by European Court. UK's Brexit red lines means only option for UK is a free trade deal with Canada and Japan or Korea. Labour suspends Ken Livingstone's infidelity over anti-Semitism claims. Wife told she can appeal against Hammer murder conviction. MPs to get a pay rise of 1.8 to 77,376. Why are they getting a pay rise? Terror threat from Northern Ireland downgraded by MI5. IICSA inquiry says UK government should pay Australia child migrants. Peter Wrighton murder, ex-soldier jailed for 28 years. Phil Neville takes charge of his first England women match tonight. He changed things up of the pitch scene since his arrival, and Lucy Bronze thinks it could help them challenge for trophies. An old paper £10 note disappears. New 10p coins featuring 26 designs celebrating Britain's end to circulation. Culture Secretary Matt Hancock says government will not implement second stage of Lewison inquiry to press standards and regulations. Camden Stad death, man charged with murder. Eddie Jones says he won't be using public transport again after being physically and verbally abused on Sunday. Gas supply warns as cold snap bites. Labour won't accept more money from Max Mosley. Blaze breaks out on ship docked at Royal Portbury Dock. Carpet to right plunges on new profit warning. Storm Emma brings chaos to UK with blizzards causing travel disruptions. And I should know considering I managed to get a grand total of 4 trains today. None of them of which were on time. Andy Murray's planning to return to training this month. He could be back in competition before grass cut season. Acid listed as highly dangerous weapon in new sentencing guidance. Old Charles Darwin paper temper. Brexit no deal would be hugely damaging to car industry. Alfie Dingley, Home Office considers medical cannabis trial. Theresa May to meet Donald Tusk ahead of Brexit end state speech. Hicks, White House Communications Director and one of President Trump's longest-serving advisors, stepped down. Julian Aubrey, man charged with murder of LGBT rights campaigner. After a chicken shortage has led hundreds of KFC outlets to close last week, the fast food chain has now admitted it's running low on gravy. Police investigate fatal explosion in Leicester on Sunday. With 3 men on suspicion of manslaughter. Moving on to BBC News World. And starting off with being a little heavy. Insulting Egyptian security forces is high treason, says Sisi. Russia describes reach of invisible missile. US stocks have fallen sharply on fears of a trade war as Washington prepares to impose deep tariffs on metal imports. Excel already had that one. Venezuela presidential election postponed to May. Canadian Air Force raft crashes through Miami women's roof. 7,000-year-old Native American burial site found off Florida. President Trump to sign off. Had that one already. Hamburg supermarket attack. Ahmad al-Hawar sentenced to life. Austria politician Strange loses public insults court case. Massachusetts man arrested for sending white powder to Trump Jr. Iran detains 2 women for going to a football match. Cyber attack on German government IT network ongoing. New Zealand teenager tried to kill Queen Elizabeth in 1981. Museum recruits repatriation specialists to return artifacts to their original homes, and one of its curators can't help but think of Black Panther. Vultures avoid Portugal because of carry-on ban. Syria first civilians leave besieged eastern Ghouta. Sydney Harbour Bridge hosts first same-sex wedding. Slovakia journalist murder, Italians named in story detained. North Korea and Brazil passports. Why were they used by the Kims? Deputy kidnappings, Nigeria families heartbreaking and despair. Bill Gates says cryptocurrencies cause deaths. If you want your Oscar-nominated film to make make the main character a woman. Female-led films with Oscar nominations earn more per dollar of their budget. Marine Le Pen, French judge, opened probes into IS images. Apartheid era flag, Nelson Mandela Foundation seeks ban. Matteo Salvini, Northern League leader betrayed by mother. Emir of Kano's fake Instagram account, arrest in Nigeria. Tarantulas, Canada becomes top exporter of Mexican pet. Snow in Europe, icy blizzards stall transport networks. India's breastfeeding magazine covers sparks debates. Afghan Stan arrests German Taliban fighter in Helmand. France's grandfather admits 40 rapes and sex assaults. Nigeria kidnappings, girls started running from the dormitory. Putin speech, we must halve poverty in Russia. Curtis Cheng murder, Australian jailed for aiding terror attack. Africa set to miss UN development global on malnutrition. Australians turn in 57,000 guns in national amnesty. Lion Kings rescued from war. Pesticides put bees at risk, European watchdog confirms. Kenyan film school takes on Hollywood for an Oscar. Sridevi Kapoor death, tragedy shines light on Bollywood pressure. Brazil's top court approves controversial forestry law. Women challenge Turkey traditions for right to work. Reality check, where in the world is snow getting rarer? Theresa May to meet Donald Tusk ahead of Brexit in speech date. Vietnam's tech innovations renaissance. First Afghan female cadet off to Sandhurst. Trump lawmakers afraid of NRA gun lobby group. US Olympic chief resigns in wake of NASA abuse. Ghana man teaching computing without computers becomes viral hit. Now I can imagine it being pretty hard teaching an IT class about a single computer. Spotify aims for 1 billion public shares listing. End of part 1. I'll be back soon. Back now with part 2. So end of part 1. This is good. Red Sparrow director speaks out on Jennifer Lawrence racy scenes. I'd kind of like to know more. And here we go. From Enemy. He also discussed his reasons for leaving Vladimir Putin out of the film. Obviously he's still like president of Russia and all. The director of Red Sparrows has spoken out about the racy Jennifer Lawrence starring scenes in the upcoming film. Much has been made of Lawrence's nude scenes in the upcoming movie, which follows the actress as she portrays Dominika Egorova, a former ballerina who was involuntarily drafted into Russian Secret Service to act as a seductress. He also confirmed that he removed Vladimir Putin from the film, despite the Russian president appearing in the book, on which the film is based, to avoid political entanglement. There are two big things. One is I don't view it as a political film. I love the human story of it. The other idea was that as soon as you have an actor portraying somebody that's well known within the world, I think it starts to feel like a very different kind of movie, and suddenly it would be very distracting. It would be just feel like a different kind of film, and I wasn't interested in that. I was just interested in the human character within the story. It starts to feel political, and I don't see the movie as a political film. Jennifer Lawrence has opened up herself on the scenes of nudity in Red Sparrow, admitting that they were an actual nightmare. Last week, Jennifer Lawrence opened up a psychological impact of her nude photo leak, which left her dealing with a long period when I didn't want to be seen sexually, and I didn't want anyone to see my flesh. It took a while to say yes, and the night before I didn't sleep at all, and I was obviously really nervous because of the actual nightmare of standing in front of a classroom naked. But then after I finished the scene, I felt empowered. End of article. Prince William to become first British royal to visit Palestinian territories. Let's go in. There goes. From Sky News, the Duke is scheduled to go there in the summer as part of a Middle East tour that will also include a trip to Israel and Jordan. Prince William is set to become the first British royal to make an official visit to the occupied Palestinian territories. The Duke of Cambridge is scheduled to go there in the summer as part of a Middle East tour that will include Israel and Jordan. It will also be the first ever official visit to Israel by a member of the British royal family, according to the Times of Israel. The trip will be most sensitive that the Prince, who is now full-time royal, has ever undertaken. Kensington Palace said the tour was at the request of Her Majesty's government. He has been welcomed by the Israeli, Jordanian and Palestinian authorities. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu described the visit as historic, adding he will be welcomed here with great affection. I have ordered the Foreign Ministry Director General to coordinate preparations for the visit to ensure its success. Israel President Rivlin tweeted that the arrival of Prince William on the country's 70th anniversary of independence was a very special present. Meanwhile, Foreign Office Minister Alistair Burt said it was an important and unique opportunity to promote diplomatic and cultural ties in the region. In 2016, William's father, Prince Charles, attended the funeral of ex-Israeli President and Prime Minister Shimon Peres, but it was not considered a formal royal visit. Last year it was reported that there were plans for Charles to visit Israel in an official capacity, but the trip was apparently cancelled over fears it would anger the UK's Arab allies. The Queen's cousin, the Duke of Gloucester, is visited St John Eye Clinic in the occupied Palestinian territories in 2007, but this was not considered an official visit. End of article. Liam Gallagher compares Nolan and his wife to Fred and Rosemary West by The Guardian. Liam Gallagher has compared his brother Noel and Noel's wife Sarah McDonald to serial killers Fred and Rosemary West in an extraordinary, even by his standards, Twitter rant. Liam Blaine McDonald, Noel's second wife, who he married in 2011, for breaking up Oasis, writing she's the reason Oasis is no longer have to put it out there. She is dark. We're about to go on tour to the US. She robbed Noel's passport, F'd it with her head for WK, he come crying at the door, she's proper dark. He then added, him and her are like Fred and Mary West wishing people get AIDS and drop dead. The Wests committed 8 murders together and or individually across 2 decades. The drop dead comment is a reaction to an alleged comment by MacDonald, who, according to a report in The Sun, wrote on Instagram that she hopes Liam would have a drop dead by the time my kids are on social media. She was apparently angered by the comments Liam made in a recent Guardian interview when he stated about Noel and his daughter Anais. I don't give it an F if his missus gets a bit of an S on Twitter, or his effing kid. Welcome to my effing world. This is war, the particular war of words. One of many ongoing spats between the brothers stems from last year when Noel complained of ugly comments on social media about him and his family. My wife has shown me things that people have written about her, and it's disgraceful. My daughter has shown me things people have written about her in regards to Oasis. That's disgraceful. It only heightens my resolve, and that's why I will never walk the stage with that band again. After lambasting Noel and MacDonald, Liam briefly turned his attention to poor Weller. Weller's full of S as well. Porcelain mod father can't wait to bump him. He wrote Weller had previously described the lyrics of Liam's debut solo album as pony and substandard, while he praised Noel's solo work. This week I don't really need to talk about what a great songwriter he is because everyone knows that, but for me he's got better. End of article. Oldest tattoo found on 5,000-year-old Egyptian mummies. South Korea cuts inhumanely long 68-hour working week. Battle the beast from the east. Undaunted Marines and Royal Navy brave the weather for training as RAF despite drivers deliver aid to the vulnerable. Monica Lewinsky has called out Clinton's abuse of power. Why haven't we? Nice, but kind of curious. From the Guardian again. It's 2002 and I'm in TK Maxx from Blackpool, trying to get away from the Blairite zeal of the Labour Party conference when I bump into a minister who's is similarly unadmired. Bill Clinton is here, he tells me. They don't know which woman to sit next to him at the fundraising dinner. Can't be young or attractive because of, well, you know. We don't know. There was not a sexual encounter between Clinton and Monica Lewinsky, whom we did not have a sexual relation with, that we had not poured over years earlier. Later that evening, in swooshed the known liar, but no one seemed to mind. I saw cynical hacks behave like draft groupies. Clinton schmoozed everyone, with a famous grabbing your hand and then moving your elbow, trick that Joe Klein had chronicalized. He spoke of the Qatar global politics for an hour or so. Brilliant, obviously. There was no doubting his immense charm. Later that night, Clinton was seen wandering around in search of a Big Mac with a mate he had brought along from the ride, Kevin Spacey. Hilarious. Alistair Campbell was said to be there too, hanging on to the tailgates of the Hollywood glamour. Who the pulling power, though in 2018 we might call Clinton and Spacey predators, well I would. Actually couldn't bear it. Even then, Clinton was gifted and brilliant at winning elections was clear. That was something sordid, entitled and morally bankrupt at the centre of the Clinton project was evidence. I always thought there was something there would be a reckoning. Some say it came with Hillary Clinton losing the presidential election now at last. It may also be going for him, Monica Lewinsky, the former White House intern, buoyed up by the Me Too movement, is finding a way to talk about what happened. For Clinton to win public forgiveness, as he appeared to do, a young woman's life was ruined. He lied on camera, and then he had a prayer breakfast, and suddenly all the stuff about the accusations of the affair that Hillary had denounced as a right-wing conspiracy turned to ash. Watching him, Hillary and Chelsea faces dozen frozen in pain. Do a walk of shame towards a helicopter. I wondered how they could simply move on. But though a tearful Clinton said he was a broken spirit, he still got standing ovations. It was Lewinsky's life that stopped at 24 in 1998. She was bundled into a hotel room by a group of FBI agents overseen by Ken Starr, and told that unless she cooperated, she could face 27 years in prison. There are tapes made by her friend Linda Tripp. Clinton may have lied, but forced to give evidence to a grand jury, Lewinsky was fixed forever in the public imagination. She was destroyed. A blase sexual opportunist, a blowjob queen, a girl with weight problems in Beverly Hills, maxing out the credit cards on Rodeo Drive. Brushy dumb naive, the US Academy, and writer Camille Paglia said she offered herself as a dresser cart to the president. This in turn did a stupid thing at 22. The most stupid thing of all is perhaps she wanted him to love her. She wanted to hug him so bad I could cry, she wrote. She felt he had a beautiful soul. She wrote reams of romantic tosh, but she was pillared as a woman with the wrong appetites. She was not a victim of sluttish ramp. After such a public shaming, she has reinvented herself over the years, partly as an anti-bullying campaigner. She was abandoned by those who should have supported her. Prominent feminists of all the Democrat supporters dismissed her as a bit of a junk sex. Clinton liked his junk food. He was, as Hillary once said, a hard dog to keep on the porch. Lewinsky, the narcissistic, silly girl who stayed in a stained blue dress, was punished for his sins. She was disposable. Erica Jong and Maureen Dowd, among others, made that clear. Now, though we are finally in a different moment, she has written prospectively of her experiences and aloneness in her life. In light of the Me Too movement in Vanity Fair, she charts her own trauma and collective trauma of 1998, that the impeachment trial of Bill Clinton meant for Americans, which she describes as not terror of war or recession, but a shift that has altered her nation's capacity for mercy, measure and perspective. The person that the nation might turn for the assurance during a crisis, the president was absent. He was also lying. This is worth noting. Every time some lie of the current president is exposed, Lewinsky goes much deeper, however, and brilliantly challenges her own previous narrative. 4 years ago, she wrote of her relationship with Clinton as consensual. It was important for her own sexuality as a marker of her own agency. She did not want to see herself as a victim. Surely my boss took advantage of me, she wrote then. The abuse came after, in order to protect his power. What Me Too has done has made Lewinsky see the issue of consent differently. I now see how problematic it was for two of us even got to a place where there was a question of consent. What happened, she now says, was a gross abuse of power. Indeed, he was 27 years older than her, and the most powerful man on the planet. Why now does it matter? Because consent matters, because Me Too matters, and because Trump is in the White House with another woman. He will stand by her. This time it's his daughter Ivanka who says it is inappropriate to ask her daughter if she believes the accusers of her father, when he's affirmatively stated there's no truth in it. Trump, of course, was unhappy enough to use women who would accuse Clinton of sexual harassment as a part of the election campaign. On the campaign trail, Hillary Clinton was asked about Paula Jones, Juanita Broaddrick, and Kathleen Worley. Elsewhere, she had said women should be believed. Facts made by Hillary and Bill was one instinctively repulsive to me, not because I care about fidelity, but because I care about class. Certain kinds of women are fair game. For certain kinds of women are fair game for harassment, while others are not. Likewise, certain kinds of men who are on our side are let off with being laddie, gropey, handsy, rapey, because all hell knows the other lot are worse. A group called Labour 2 has submitted a dossier to the party's leadership alleging 43 incidents of sexual harassment, including groping and raping within the party. I'm going to say end of part 2, and I'll be doing part 3 very, very soon. So yeah, end of part 2. Finishing part 3, finishing off with the article from last time, which we'll find in part 2. Yet we end up shocked that aid workers and husbands of a murdered MP might have behaved inappropriately with women. Sexual harassment is a rule, but the culture treats it as the exception. #MeToo shatters the illusion. This is its value. Here we have a woman portrayed as a predator, taking back some power. This matters because so much of what is happening now has to do with the undercurrent of lies and exploitation that she was part of. Clinton exploited this woman. Berlusconi made it a virtue of exploiting other women. Trump didn't come from nowhere. And yet we ask how we can have a man who talks of pussy grabbing in the White House. Lewinsky prospectively calls that year 1998 a year of shame and spectacle. She wonders if we have properly processed it. What we cannot process, we are destined to relive. What we cannot process, we are destined to relive. However, how we repeatedly still ask, do powerful men get away with abusing others for so long? Surely someone knew. Yes, we all knew. Here is the undertow that pulls us down, but then some manages to swim towards the light, away from shame. Sometimes it takes a lifetime for individuals to actually name what has happened to them. It is a remarkable thing that Lewinsky's appetite turns out to be for something she was never given the time, truth and understanding. End of article. Republican tells gun debate Holocaust happened because Jews weren't armed. M62 closed with severe delays after car catches fire. M&S confirms Stockport withdrawal, Rochdale's uncertainty remains. Angela Merkel admits there are no go areas in Germany. All 4 Jurassic Park films releasing in 4K this May. KFC chicken shortage, police release audio 999 call saying fast food restaurant is closed. There's like not much else. So yeah, end of part 3, end of video.